welcome back to the channel. Today's quick video is how I lift and I store my tulips. It's really simple. I say quick, I've got about 600 tulips to lift, so it's not so quick, but if you've got a couple of pots, it's quite a quick, simple task to do. So when my tulips have gone over like this, I make sure I go round and deadhead them. That is my first job. And if there are any flowers left over, then obviously I'll cut those, pop them in a vase and enjoy them indoors. So once they are deadheaded, I then lift the whole tulip. This is quite comfy to sit on actually. This is a raised bed from Harold Horticultural, and I don't have to lean over. I could just perch on the edge of the raised bed. It's so handy. I thought that was a slug then, but it's not. So yeah, I lift the whole plant like this. And the most important bit is that when you're lifting, that the bulb stays attached. If the bulb does detach at any point, and it does happen sometimes, if I lift my tulip too quickly like that, then it detaches from the bulb, and then you may as well just compost that bulb and compost obviously the plant, because the bulb is not going to have enough energy in to produce flowers for next year. So once I've lifted the whole plant and the bulb is intact, pop them in a wooden crate like this. I've got a couple of wooden crates and some normal plastic crates and some pots, but you can use anything that you want to. I think the most important thing is that you just try and spread them out a little bit so that the leaves keep photosynthesizing. And that's the most important part about this process, is that the sun keeps feeding the bulb through the summer until the foliage goes brown. So once this is fairly full, I will leave this outdoors in full sun, but probably out of sight because it's a little bit ugly. So I'll probably just pop it behind the greenhouse or behind my shed, away from mice if I can. Mind you, they're probably not that hungry at this time of year. So come sort of August, September, all of the foliage will have gone brown, and you'll get this brown papery casing as well on the outside of the tulip, and that you'll be able to remove really easily. So you'll be able to remove this, and then you'll be able to remove the dried dead foliage, and then obviously compost those bits, and then you'll just be left with a lovely fresh beautiful bulb which will be ready to be replanted again in November. So it's really, really simple. I do it every year, and it's just a really good technique to use. Obviously, I just bear in mind that not all tulips perennialize, which means not all of them come back, and even the ones that do come back quite often come back with less vigor each year. That's just tulips for you. Sometimes people like to just buy fresh every year, but the tulips that you want to look out for, I'll put in the captions below, but ideally you want to be looking for Darwin hybrids. I think they are the best ones, or species tulips, but I always go for the Darwin hybrids because I use for cutting, and you get really beautiful, beautiful tall stems, and they do come back each year. As the years progress, sort of 5-10 years down the line, they can come back with less vigor. So you may want to think about planting fresh every now and again. So yeah, so that's how I lift and I store my tulips. And then in between, whenever I take the foliage off, so say that will be August, you're left with the bulbs. And in between that time and actual planting time, you've got a few weeks, couple of months, and I then put them back in the crates, but I put them up high away from the mice because the mice get hungry at this sort of time. So they go up high in crates, and I store them in a cool, dark spot. And then once we've had our first frost in November, ideally a first frost, then it's time to plant tulips. So November is the perfect time to plant tulips. They like to be planted in cold weather. So we usually wait till we've had a frost, and then it's time to replant. And then I'll probably plant these. I won't replant these back in this bed. I tend to use fresh ones in this bed. But for the ones that I've taken up today, I'm going to replant in other areas of the garden. And then if they don't come back, they don't come back. And if they do, they do. It's a chance that I'm going to take. But I think it's a good chance that they'll come back. And the reason I'm lifting these is because I want to use these beds for summer annuals. And I'm hoping to put some dahlias in here. So that will be my next video on planting my dahlias in my raised beds.